Thank you, members of Congress, for acting on behalf of the will of we the people and institutionalizing peace. This has been recognized as a need since our founding fathers called for a Peace Academy and Department of Peace, alongside our ongoing focus on preparation for war and national security. Our true national security is living in peace. We now build the capacity to create the conditions to live in a culture of peace and nonviolence. Peace begins with each one of us. Thank you for adding your signature to this significant legislation as you follow the peace within your own hearts and minds. As we legislate and support policies that give peace muscle, thereby creating the structures in our communities that support peace. We intuitively know that we are part of something greater than ourselves. We long for that world we know in our hearts, a world in which humanity recognizes that we are part of a sacred system of all life, and that we share a responsibility to help this ever-emerging society as stewards of the planet and elder brothers and sisters to animals, plants, vegetables, and minerals. It is this world in which the central point is the culture of peace. Granted, we are presently experiencing an all-systems breakdown. However, we are simultaneously experiencing an all-systems breakthrough. And now, with the Department of Peace in the United States of America, we will realize the shift in the criminal justice system from punishment to restoration, to restorative justice and practices throughout our communities. In education, peace education resources provided for social-emotional learning, conflict resolution, restorative justice in schools, breaking the school-to-prison pipeline, increasing self-esteem, healthy communication, and more. This Department of Peace answers the call for the vision of so many of us as we hold this vision for 2030 and beyond. A world in which our precious resources and life energies are directed and expressed for the good of the whole. A world in which spiritual values guide and permeate our being. A world in which new and vaster horizons appear before us, beckoning us onward to greater things, to things unheard and unthought, while our heads and hearts and efforts have been restricted by a belief in separation, in preparations for war, for retaliation, for domination. To what end? To maintain the futile cycle of violence? Nation against nation, person against person? We are challenged to turn our creative capacities to preparations for peace, to a new world, to a culture of peace. And this Department of Peace helps us do just that. A new story is emerging. It is clearly based on new tendencies and trends. In our communities throughout the United States, the Department of Peace will affirm that peace is not the goal. Peace is the natural outcome when we are living based on the principle of cooperation, a sharing economy, right human relations, loving kindness, and in communities where all basic needs are met for everyone, without exception. At the River Phoenix Center for Peace Building, in the Gainesville, Florida community, since 2011, we have been initiating the programs and principles outlined in the Department of Peace, offering best and next practices for learning to resolve conflict before it escalates to violence. With the school system, wraparound services for students, eliminating school suspension and expulsion, breaking the school-to-prison pipeline. With the Gainesville Police, police-youth dialogues, particularly with youth who are at risk. With Youth Build, workshops for specific skills in community. Restorative justice in cooperation with the Department of Justice in Alachua County, and so much more. And it is working. We are cooperating throughout our community to build a safe community. And now our Department of Peace will support efforts like this domestically within our government and throughout our communities as we learn to live together in the spirit of peace, living in right relationship with self, others, and all life. And the question being asked at the United Nations at this time, is peace a human right? Every time a big question is asked, major transformation occurs. For example, should women have the vote? Is slavery acceptable as a cultural norm? So as peace builders, we ask, is peace a human right? Thank you for answering that question by institutionalizing peace, leading to better living conditions for all, and making violence history through a Department of Peace in the United States of America working in cooperation with all sectors of government and throughout society. Thank you.